I'm going to try to change the coolant engine inverter on this 2014 Lexus ES300h. I'm putting this on YouTube because there's very few videos on any maintenance for this particular model car, the ES300h. So hopefully this will help something. Lord knows I've used a million other videos for oil changes and other things on other cars, but this one, it's like trying to find Bigfoot on the internet. So hopefully it'll work, and hopefully it'll be useful for someone. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. Right, this one has a traditional radiator cap, and that's the inverter coolant over there. All right, let's see what happens. Anytime you see orange, that means if you touch it, you die. So we'll try to avoid that. I'm going to have to jack this up and try to find, I think, a stopcock for the traditional radiator, which would be the fluid in there. And then I think there isn't a stopcock. There's a 10 millimeter hex head bolt underneath somewhere for that. I have no idea where. I'm going to take that stupid splash guard off and see what happens. All right, step one, I got this jacked up a little bit. I'm going to look around and see if I find that bolt. It'd be nice to find it without taking this off, but there's probably no way around taking that off. I think it's that thingy right there. That's just past the end of the splash guard. This is the end of the splash guard. I think it's that. I'll look around a little more. Ooh, looks like I'm about to fall off the jack stand and crush myself. Maybe I'll do a correction there. Get the hell out of here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. You know, the first time I jacked it up, it made kind of a funny noise. I just, it's cheap jack from Harbor Freight. Yeah, that looks better. All right. So I'm hoping that that's it. Looky what I found. Yeah. It is under the splash guard. There's a few holes. It's going to make a mess, I think. Might come down through this hole. If I had the right size plastic tube, and if I could reach in there and turn that, then I guess I wouldn't have to take the splash guard off. Well, I'll look around, but I don't think I have anything. Well, this is the only thing that I could find. This is inner diameter 1/4 inch. See if this works. If not, I'm taking that splash guard off. Well, on each side, it's 5 screws, and one of these, only one, I thought I got lucky, and they were still intact. They had disintegrated, which normally they do. 5 screws and 1 push pin on each side, but there's 1 push pin in the middle. Man, that's got to come off first, not last. That one might be broken. Well, now let's take a look underneath and see what we see. Well, the radiator drain plug for sure. Yeah, that's got to be the inverter. All right, so I think it's that and that. Okay, I decided to put the car on the rear on jack stands as well, just to make it level when I drain it. So the car is floating on jack stands from Harbor Freight. Think about that. It's all fun and games until you die. So I added the jack stand, or the jack in front, just as a backup. I'm not sure why the video shut off. But we got it off. Looks like it needs to be burped. There we go. Alright, that was the inverter. It made quite a splash. I don't know why the video shut off, but I missed it. Alright, now I gotta get the radiator. There she is. Gonna need a gasket for the drain plug replacement. I've exercised my torque wrench up and down 3 times, maxed them in, and I've set it to 29 foot-pounds. I've got my drain plug, new gasket on there. I have to say the old gasket looked brand new. I literally cannot tell the difference between that and a brand new one. So it was strange to see that. All right, let's see how this goes. Works better if you put the hex head on first. All right. All right. Let me get this clicking on video. Oh, it was really satisfying taking it off. Somehow the video died though. I couldn't get it off, obviously, without my homemade breaker bar. And there's my breaker bar. 4-foot piece of black iron pipe. I just had to slip the end of the ratchet in there, and it cracked, no problem. Cracked that drain plug open, no problem. Just gonna do more by hand. All right, now we'll try it. Nope, that's it. Really not much. You really want to tighten it more, but let's just hope 29 foot-pounds is correct, because that's what I put on there. And let's hope our Harbor Freight torque wrench is accurate. What are the chances of that? Whatever. Alright, let's put the drain plug back on. And we can lower this bad boy. And I'll never have to work under here again. Oh, no. We can't lower it. I gotta put the splash guard back on. Fudge. That's snug. Alright, car's off the jack stands. Lowered onto the garage floor. Now I just have to fill up the coolant. Looks like it's over full. Yep. All right, trying to fill it all the way up. Overfill. Because when this gets turned on in maintenance mode, that's going to drop dramatically. And we don't want it to drop so much. It's going to drop quickly, and we don't want to get air into the line. So you got to overfill it on hopes that it doesn't go down enough. Oh, shit. That caught me by surprise. Okay, that's at the full line now. Right, I gotta put it in mains mode. I definitely have to leave that open so I can refill it. Squeeze that radiator hose. And we'll check it, but I think that's the main one. The inverter is definitely gonna suck some down. So we should probably be ready to hit that. I gotta jump out of the car. Done. Hope I'm taking some. It didn't take that much though, so that's good. Now I gotta wait for the fan to cycle twice, on and off. Levels aren't changing, so looks like it's pretty good. Fan is on. Here's the other one. Here's the other one. And it's off. Fan's on again. I think that's good. Took about just about two gallons of the fluid, so I think we're good there. The level's good, just about full. The level there is right at the full line, which I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. Yeah. All right, I'll take it for a drive and see what happens. All right, we're back. And that dropped from the high mark to the low mark. And the engine coolant did not change, did not move, still at the full mark. All right, I think we are good to go. I can say this, if I had to do it again, I would not take off the splash guard. Splash guard was easy coming off, a nightmare going back on. You can reach the inverter drain plug, no problem. You don't have to take the splash guard off. The radiator stopcock was loose, or not loose, but it was easy enough to turn by hand if you can get your hand around the splash guard. I would be willing to make a mess, get that, than to take that splash guard off again. So